Hello yogis and welcome to my channel. My name is Xenia and today time is for tutorial for Garudasana or eagle position. It's great pose for the balance, for entire body balance. One of the beneficial side of this pose is that we are squeezing the body and then we are opening the body, and this is like pumping up. The move is really healthy for us. So besides balancing position, you should be quite open in the whole body, working with your feet, knee zone, hip zone, shoulders, arms, wrists, etc. And stay with me, I will show you from martial arts some tips, really exercises for your arms and wrist. If you feel that full wrap, full hug, it's something that you are struggling with. So let's jump into the practice. So let's talk about position for our feet and legs in eagle position. Especially if you're working and consider this pose more for your like a balancing position, I would really recommend to start from placement of your legs. So bring your legs first and then arms second stage in this pose. So what you should really keep in mind that it's quite squared alignment here, very similar with Utkatasana. I have Utkatasana tutorial on my channel, please check it. But what we want first step to do here, we want to close the feet, bend the knees, and we really want to create some space under your knee. This will help you to hug your leg. Really hard to hug yourself on the straight leg. So we sit back on imaginary chair, creating some space under my left knee. So I will start from the left side now. And then you move with the right, checking your balance and maybe moving deeper, doing full wrap, full hug. So as you see, my hips at this moment naturally curved because I followed the move. It's totally normal, it's totally okay. But then you want to bring your hips back to the straight alignment. This is the moment where you can feel a little bit shaky. Find yourself here, find the balance. And if you want to deepen the practice, the same like in Utkatasana, you want to sit deeper. Don't overload the knee here. So absolutely the same principle, and keep in mind that you really want to bring your hips into the squared alignment. If you cannot move with the full wrap, what you can do here, what modification can help. And if you feel pretty shaky, even to lift up the leg and losing the balance. So small steps on the way to the pose. Use the block, please. Put it aside and you can bring just your feet on the side. Experience the same similar alignment. Again, create some space, sit back on the imaginary chair. Instead of block, you can just point the toes, bring it on the ground, and to start from here. Eventually, if you feel more stable, maybe you can just bring your right feet from the left side, and then maybe moving a little bit deeper. Again, as soon as you feel that you're curved, you don't want to stay in the curved alignment. You want always to keep this straight alignment. There is a discussion what arm should be upper. I feel this pose like very individual approach, and if you feel like that it feels comfortable and stable for your balance to hug yourself with the arms any other side, it's fine, because anyways you will change the side. Just keep in mind what arm side you placed before and you can change it. It's not a big deal. So if we will use classical approach, then if my right leg is above, then my right arm under the left elbow. And this is our initial pose, and with the arms we will work now additional. I will give you plenty of modifications how to do the arms if you cannot hug completely yourself, if you cannot wrap yourself here. And eventually, if you want to experience more deeper stretch and deeper squeeze in this pose, so you hug yourself everywhere and maybe you want to sit deeper. There is a practice when you bring yourself lower also. I'm not so big fan of this modification, to be honest. I prefer when my back is straight, shoulders are open, and I really sit deeper. So I like this really approach of Utkatasana, to feel grounded, not to be a little bit curved to the front. But it's really the preference. You can practice both approaches and just to feel what's good for you. So let's move to modification for the arms, because there are plenty of things what you can do if you cannot fully rub. So what we want to experience is to feel our back and to keep our back open. We don't want to crush down the shoulders in this hug. So when you start to bring your elbow above another one, this is not what we want. So to stay, to roll the top of the back and to crush our shoulders to the front. We want to open them and to keep our back straight. For this, when you did the hug, check yourself here, open shoulders even more. If you feel like you will start to open your hands, arms a little bit deeper into the stretch. If it's too much, then just stay where you are. Maybe just half hug, maybe just holding on the way. And maybe you're not so open with the shoulders also. It's totally fine if you can just do initial, this first step with the elbows. In this case, you can compensate this pose and to choose modification of hugging yourself as deep as you can. So you can even reach your shoulder blades. Again, squeeze the space between your shoulder blades and open your back so you don't want to curve yourself and to crush yourself here. If this modification is heavy for you, then you will open only one side, maybe pressing a little bit, and you'll just change the sides like this. So feel initial shoulder stretch and staying in this modification. Also, yoga belt can be very beneficial in your practice with the arms and wrist in eagle position. So place it already initially in your hands, and I will tell you in advance that it's really a different placement how you will hold the belt. You will just figure out what is more beneficial for you. But principle is the same. So you bring elbows above each other, and eventually you want to bring your wrist more closer and maybe moving deeper. You can do also under the elbow. Any strap can be really beneficial in this case when you really focus on this full wrap. And if you're working with the balance and it's really challenging pose for you, so you bring yourself with the legs, maybe on the block, maybe on the toes, maybe from the side, and you feel that it's enough, it's really shaky, and to add any position for your arms, you can just stay with the hands in front of the heart. So remember that you can divide the pose, especially when you work at the same time with the legs and arms, really on two pieces, and to walk separate and eventually just make easy for you. When you will feel progress with the balance, with the focus, then eventually you will start to move with the arms also. And the practice that I wanted to give you for the wrist, because if you see that it's a lot of things happening for also wrist for this part particular, I wanted to give you some exercises from the martial arts, from Aikido practice. There are two really nice stretches for your wrist, and it's the basic actually things in Aikido practice. So we will practice now Ikkadзё and Yonkadзё. So Ikkadзё is the position of your hands and fingers when you place your thumb between your pinky and ring finger, a little bit between these first bones, like pressing a little bit here, and then you fix your wrist. So you hug your wrist with 4 fingers, and then you start to move up and down, like doing rolling and squeeze and move. So you roll the wrist on you to the inner side, and you're helping to control this move with the thumb. So, and you're just moving up and down. So you can press more and more if you feel this stretch, if you like this stretch. One more approach that can help when you turn the hand from you and fixing with the 4 fingers above your hand, elbows open to the sky, and then you press away and push away out of the line of your body. So you will practice bringing your elbow higher, and your wrist also will turn. So you will feel really nice stretching the shoulder, whole arm and wrist. And this is really nice exercises if you're practicing with your wrists and arms. Of course, I'm sure if you saw all martial arts, they're pretty flexible, yeah, all these grabs and everything works for them. So I hope these exercises were beneficial for you. You will find for sure some transition to the eagle pose in my classes, and see you next time. See you on the mat.